Hi, so here is the first question from your assignment. It's about Samantha's hockey team, and they're trying to fundraise to go to Europe. And they have figured out that they can aerate some lawns at a charge of $35 per lawn. And the cost to rent the aerating machine is $215. So the first part of the question asks you to write an equation to relate the funds raised R in dollars to the number of lawns L aerated during the day. So we're going to begin first with talking about those two numbers that were in our problem. The first one being the $35 per lawn. So we know that our revenue is equal to that $35 per lawn. So we're going to write 35L. Okay, and the reason why we're putting the L there is because if they do one lawn, they get $35, but if they aerate two lawns, they'll get $70. If they aerate three lawns, they'll get $105, and so on. Because we don't know how many lawns are actually going to aerate, we're going to leave it as an L there. And then from there, we know that they had to rent the aerating machine, which was $215. So that's actually coming out of their revenue. So that is a minus $215 because we have to take that out of whatever they make because they had to rent the cost of that machine. So this would be the equation that represents that situation. From there, it tells us that they were able to aerate 26 lawns. And so we can go ahead then, and where there's our L, we can put in that 26. There we go. So we're going to just sub in that 26 for where the lawns is into our equation. Okay, so from here, you want to actually go ahead and multiply these two numbers together. I'm not sure what that equals out in my head. And then subtract the 215, and that will be your total revenue that they would have brought in at that point by doing 26 lawns. The third question says, how much money would the team lose if they were unable to aerate due to weather conditions? So if they are unable to aerate due to weather conditions, that means the number of lawns that they aerated is 0. So we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to take our equation, but now for L, instead of putting in a number, we're going to put in that 0 because we're not going to be able to aerate any lawns. And we can see then that what that does is it puts them into the negative side. So, because 35 times 0 is just 0, so they would have lost that $215 that they had used to rent the machine. So that's where that comes from. And then the last question says, is there any possible way for is there any possible way they could avoid the potential loss? So that's just you try to think of something with your own ideas. That's not any math work that you have to do. That's just what do you think they could do so that they don't have to, they could avoid that potential loss in case the weather is really crappy and they can't get a chance to actually aerate any lawn. So that's just for you to think about. Okay, hope that helps.